Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play World Wave 3 with me, Omega, in the Kaiserliche Marine. So this 1923, another year of peace is behind us, and we have actually had a really good year diplomatically, because all of the tensions have dropped, with the exception of tensions with Russia, which they're at the same level where they were last year. Which is good for us, because if there is going to be another war, it has to be with Russia. Now, we have been eyeing them for a while now. They have colonies that we want. And after we remove them, if that is possible at all, we could potentially focus on Great Britain. Though there is another enemy on the horizon. United States overtook both us and Great Britain. That was to be expected, honestly, based on their economy alone. And they now have the biggest fleet in the world, 536,400 tons. Everybody is pretty much ramping up when you look at the table, with the exception of France, which scuttled some of their ships this year. Or, not scuttled, retired, to be precise. Everybody else has added more tonnage, which in the end adds 133,300 tons. So the total tonnage in the world is now 3,278,600 tons, which, as you can see, is pretty impressive. We are way past the area where we were before, and everybody is ramping stuff up. Now, as I mentioned, Russia is our primary target with just shy of 350,000 tons. They should be a fairly easy target for us if we get the chance to strike at them, and we could get some more colonies from them. But we'll see. I still haven't given up on Great Britain. I want Norway for us. That is something that we want. And I wouldn't mind Iceland either, or some of their Mediterranean colonies. But we have to focus on certain areas and be strong there, rather than spread around the entirety of the world. But I've mentioned that a couple of times already, so that's nothing new. Just wanted to show you here at the tonnage comparison relative that the share of United States is definitely growing bigger year on year. And even on the decade tracker, you can see how they've been increasing pretty much every single decade quite dramatically. Now, economy and budget, we are finally starting to do a little bit better than we were. I marked us as A- this year, because we have very low expenses compared to income, only at 88.48%. Our per month and yearly budget, because that's the same thing, pretty much increased by 7.75%. And the only reason why we don't have an A+ rating is because our funds dropped by 14% to measly 5% of our yearly budget. So our reserve is really not that great. But other than that, I think we have a very healthy budget. We've had slight increases in ship cost, aircraft, fortifications cost. We've had massive drop in construction, but that comes from the fact that we are waiting now to be able to build Brunhilde, which is an upgraded Valkyrie class battlecruiser, and our total expenses has thus dropped by 16%. So we are pretty much doing very much okay. As you can see, your budget is now climbing pretty nicely. So we are going to, if we get any extra money, they are all going to go into construction. Because right now we are upgrading 2 of our heavy cruisers. Once they're done, there's only 1 left to upgrade, and we can move to the light cruisers and other ships to upgrade. So ideally, I would like to be building new ships and upgrading at least 2 ships at the same time. So pretty much a split of 50-50, growing your navy and upgrading the older ships or refitting them so that they can do better. Research-wise, we didn't really have a great year again. We've had some upgrades to certain areas of our capacity, but we've had much better years. I think, the 1920s obviously seem a little bit slower. So we got a level in machine development, 2 in armor development, 1 in fire control, which was the synthetic computer, if I recall correctly. We had 1 in gun mountings, 1 in ship design, 1 in armor piercing projectiles, and 1 in torpedo technology. And that's all. So yeah, pretty much all there is to it. Fleet overview, we now have 51 destroyers, no changes anywhere else, but 51 destroyers and 40 submarines. Those are, so when I said nowhere else, I meant just in destroyers and submarines alone, we have increased significantly. We're still building 7 new destroyers and we're building 2 more submarines, so I plan to continue there, but we are going to start the construction of battlecruiser Brunhilde very soon. So here is the overview of the composition of the fleet. You can see that the submarines and destroyers are just ramping up, which is great because we have been introducing the K1 class and now we are going to be constructing the K24 class. When it comes to the fleets, I wanted to mention a couple of things here, just quickly. We have upgraded both München and Leipzig, and we are going to have to upgrade Berlin and Frankfurt. The main upgrades that we have done to München and Leipzig were also to the guns, and we changed their engines, so they are now faster. They have 28 knots, not 26, and they have better guns. So Berlin and Frankfurt are also scheduled for this. I think we're gonna put them, at least one of them, once the heavy cruisers that we have are done, and we're gonna start with the upgrade of the last Friedrich Wilhelm. So we've already upgraded Friedrich the First. We're gonna finish Friedrich Wilhelm the First and Friedrich the Second soon, and once Friedrich Wilhelm the Second is gonna come around, I think we're gonna start upgrading Berlin, and then Frankfurt is gonna be the last one. As I mentioned, we're planning to start building Valkyrie upgraded class, which is going to be called Brunhilde, which is going to be the very much battlecruiser leader of this class. It's going to be much better, but it's going to work in cooperation with Valkyrie and Freya. And if you remember, we have also designed a fairly small fleet. What would you call it? It's a seapoint tender. So a fleet seapoint tender, which we are going to build at least a couple of them and add them to our fleets. Now, I have really not been paying much attention to divisions. We might want to go over that today, or maybe in the next episode, and just restructure our fleets in some kind of organized manner, or I might do that off cam, just see what I can do. We really need to start looking at the Debecks, Hansas, and Karlsruhes. I know I keep speaking about that, but they're now more than 2 decades old and haven't had a major refit since, so it would be kind of a good idea. I've been playing a little bit off cam with the possibilities of the V1 class, but I don't really see anything we could do with them at this point, so we're just gonna leave them alone, and eventually I think we're gonna retire them because they're, they've been all built in 1900, so they're 23 years, something like that, old now, and apart from them being extremely small, they really don't have much to talk about here. They have only 3 central-line torpedoes, they have 1 3-inch gun, so yeah. I was thinking about turning them into fully dedicated submarine hunters, but it doesn't really work well, so yeah. And here we have the K1 class. We finished the 23rd ship of that class in the last episode, and we have designed K24, which has oil instead of the coal turbine. It has more central-line torpedoes, and it has mines on it. So it's an upgrade to the K1, and it's going to be our major destroyer for the upcoming decades. So the K1 through 24s are going to eventually undergo a refit, which is going to help them. They're pretty much going to become K24s when we, talk about it, because the moment we can refit, or the moment we'll decide to refit them, we'll put an oil turbine on them, which is going to save a little bit of space. We'll probably have a lot of additional savings on the machinery, which will allow us to upgrade the centerline torpedoes and give them mines. So that's pretty good. And there's not much to say for the other corvettes. We might want to look into building a couple, and I would like to build the armed merchant cruisers because of the mines. So, they would be pretty much just ships dedicated fully to mining operations. When it comes to bases, we haven't really done much, and I would like to look into that a little bit this time, because we have increased the dockyard capacity, but we're not really doing much otherwise when it comes to the airships and air bases. We're paying already very heavily for the aircraft, so I feel like we might have gone already a little bit overboard, but it might be a good idea to upgrade the bases in the Baltic and Northern Europe for the upcoming potential war with Russia. So that's something that I have in my mind. We've already upgraded defenses in Germany, and because we are planning to fight Russia, I think we might want to upgrade the guns in East Prussia as well. So 2 10-inch coastal batteries there would be pretty good, but we'll see what the money will allow. Officer Corps, we've had no number changes when it comes to the overall total, but we've had some changes when it comes to the officer composition. So we have a little bit less below average, a little bit more average, and a little bit more above average officers, which is good, but we don't have any brilliant or anything like that. And that's it. We're done with the report, so I'll see you in the game. Damn, this one was quick, wasn't it? So here we are in the game, and yes, as I mentioned, we could actually take quite a lot from Russia. We could take Finland, we could take the Baltic states, and that would leave them pretty much with just the Western Russia and Northern Russia. The interesting part is that that wouldn't really relieve any of our problems, because we would still need to keep a strong presence in the Baltic. I was hoping that we could pretty much just cut them off, but as St. Petersburg is part of their core territory, it's not possible. Would it be possible to take Kamchatka? I'm not sure either. So I think they have 3 positions basically. We could take Finland, the Baltic states, and Kamchatka. But I'm not really interested in Kamchatka, because that is another area that we would have to unlock. I would be more interested in strengthening my presence here and here. So either way, what are we doing right now? Not much to say about ships in service, we've already discussed that, but we are finishing the design study for Brynhilde, so we're going to get about 2,500 Reichsmark for this turn alone, and we are building 7 destroyers, K-24 through 30 of the new K-24 class, and we are rebuilding Friedrich Wilhelm I and Friedrich II. We also want to upgrade the Berlin and Frankfurt battlecruisers to work in tandem with Leipzig and München, which are now faster and more than capable of outshining them, because they have better guns, they have anti-air suit, which is something that our original battlecruisers desperately lack. Now, I know that you guys are, thinking that I'm going overboard with these refits, but these are the prides of our fleets. These are the ones that we need to upgrade. And yes, I know that you guys wanted me to design a new battleship, and I'm planning to actually do that. But first we need to make our current ships as capable as possible. And we'll have to make a decision about the Rhine and Oder as well. Because those are not bad ships, but they're very, very, very old and no longer really up to par. So we know that we want to relegate them to secondary duties, but still. Okay, so at this point, let us just end the turn and see what it brings to us. Top Spy managed to get a hold of the blueprints for the Italian ship light cruiser Eurydice, currently under construction. 8,000 tons, 6 5-inch guns on it, 4 4-inch dual-purpose guns, 8 torpedo tubes. Okay, 40 mines, but almost no defenses. Now, okay. Our scientists have made unexpected advances in submarines. Research breakthrough improvement. Submarines improved pressure hull. 5% increase in submarine reliability. And a research breakthrough in naval aviation lighter than air. Large-scale helium production. Airships are more reliable. Okay. That reports that Russian scientists have invented a destroyer up to 2,000-ton displacement. The Minister of the Navy wants to have a look at the details of our design study for Brunhilde. What is your response? Of course, well, sure, you know, we can definitely use a little bit more reserve. So you can look at it. I wanted to check Russia a little bit. So compared to us, they make way less money. Their naval budget is higher though, somehow. Maybe it's because they're an autocracy and technological development are behind. So we will most likely face inferior ships. That's good. So let's end the turn. We have commissioned 2 submarines. The Kaiser floats an idea of gunnery competition for all ships in the Navy. He believes this will increase morale and combat readiness of the fleet. Holding such a competition will substantially increase maintenance cost this month. With all respect, such competition do not give training relevant to combat situations, so we're gonna reject it. We've commissioned 2 submarines. Admiral de la Perriere, commander of the Mediterranean, has retired, and it is now under control of Contra-Admiral Ravensburg. And Italian scientists invented improved wet heater engine. Okay. Our latest design, battlecruiser Brunhilde, is ready for construction. So let's go to the construction screen. It is a 19,500 ton ship with 28 knots of speed, and it is well within our means to actually build it. So let's do that. We're gonna build Brunhilde, and I wanted to do something, and I forgot what it was. 29 months, more than 2 years for this one to come into service. 10-inch belt. Oh, you are very well equipped to deal with the enemy aircraft in case they start harassing you. Though we should think about strengthening the deck armor, because I'm not really sure how strong the bombs are, but we'll have to see. Aircraft types. Oh yeah, I was thinking about getting a new proposal. Okay, let's get a new proposal for the naval patrol aircraft. So let's get it for range and range pretty much, because we want this one to be able to get as far as possible. So that's a good idea. And oh yes, I remember, I wanted to start building the Magdeburg, the first of the tenders. So 2 medium, 3 light, you have 2 purpose, no armor, but you have 8 aircraft, and you have some rudimentary 4-inch gun as well. I mean, your role is to fight off enemy aircraft. It's not gonna. I mean, I wonder if it will just have seaplane scouts, or if it will be able to have some other ships. Well, the fighters probably won't, because they won't have the floats to do it. So, well, we'll see. Let's end the turn. Boom times. There has been a windfall in tax revenues. What is your recommendation on how to spend the money? Strengthen the navy. Let's build the railroads. We want to improve the economy and have it done, but still, we're probably going to see a steep increase. Research breakthrough, subdivisions and damage control, improved counterflooding equipment, gradual damage control improvement. Research breakthrough, fleet tactics, smoke floats. Light cruisers have the ability to launch smoke floats. Okay. And we got a 19-inch gun research finished. Well, great. That's not something that we're planning to do. We equipped some of our flight squadrons. Hamburg. Capitan Zagotia has spectacularly failed the advanced tactics course. Okay, that's... What? What kind of a message is that? 19-inch. And USA have invented lightweight fittings and weight-saving intern fittings. Okay. Well, fine. That gave us a little bit, but nothing really major. So ships under construction. We are building quite a lot of them and rebuilding 2 new. Now, I should think about building submarines, and we want to build those guns, but I don't really feel like retiring any ships at this point. How How much would you... 84? 85? Okay, reliability 85. So scrapping the U-205 and the U-206 in favor of 2 new submarines, or actually 3 or 4 new submarines, might be a good idea. Let's in turn see what May brings to us. The government is concerned about tensions leading to war. You have been called to give advice. What do you recommend? We should call an international disarmament conference. If you want peace, arm for war. Let's see. Can we negotiate an agreement with... I'd really be interested in an alliance with the United States. That would be amazing, but I think it's gonna fail. Yeah, they failed to produce results. Never mind. Some of our scientists have theorized about improved hydrophones. Okay. Nothing for us right now. I should have invested in the army. I mean, the navy. Not, but, the armed forces. USA and Japan increased tensions because of the Philippines. Hey, our tensions increased. Regardless of what we have done. Okay. What can we do? Japan is seeking improved relations with us due to rising tensions with the United States. What do you recommend? Well, let's increase cooperation with Japan then. Did we get an alliance? We didn't. Japan has 8. Italy has 7. Well, it's good for them to remember us. We were their preferred ally before. Either way. Let's end the turn. Research breakthrough explosive shells. Nice. Enhance explosive filler. Increase in shell damage. Destroyer Venus Sylvie is under rebuild. Okay. Great Britain has a budget balance of minus 792. They're doing gunnery training. I'll take it. July, and we are still sort of chugging along. So we are going to be rebuilt very soon, which is great. That's going to free up a lot of money. Now, I'm pretty sure that the rebuild of the battlecruiser was like 4K or something, so it's not great. One of our agents seems to have been called in Russia. Deny any involvement. Let's make the agent a national hero. Our scientists report that they are working on the problems of weight-saving in turn fittings, but no success yet. Daihatsu barges. I wonder what that one's gonna come by. I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be connected to armed merchant cruisers, but we'll see. Interlocked armor plates in Japan. Interesting. Okay, so tensions with Russia has increased, but we gained a little bit more prestige. That is fine. Prestige is really only a problem in the beginning. I never really had an issue with it in the later stages of the game. Not that I ever got this far in, but still. Okay, I think now we're gonna finish one of the refits. Yes, Frederick Wilhelm I has finished reconstruction. And we can now build destroyers up to 2,000 tons of displacement. That is amazing. Yep. Torpedo breakthrough. Improved vat heater engine. Wow. 5,000 at 38 knots or 12,000 at 27 knots. So even this one is almost at the top speed for us. Damn. New naval patrol aircraft prototypes. So let's check it out. We're using max speed 89. Cruise. Wow, you're pretty much... Well, this guy has... No. Kind of interestingly, this one is just better than all of them. The only exception is the maneuverability. And I mean toughness. So if we went with you, the range would go down Maneuverability and toughness would go up, but the bomb load would go down. Cruise speed. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna. Nope. So USA has increased their naval budget again. Francesco No is being rebuilt in Italy. Russia is horror. Carrier force. French scientists are mastering that. Okay, wow. We have finished one of the refits of König von Preußen. So the last one is gonna go into rebuild right now. It's gonna take 12 months, but that makes our heavy cruisers pretty much done, which is great. Losing a little bit of money again, but it's fine. The second König is gonna be finished soon, and that's where we are going to have to look into rebuilding another battle cruiser. So, yep. And the turn, our ship Friedrich II has finished reconstruction, and we need to fill the post of naval attaché to Peru. This is a prestigious appointment. I have just the man for the post. So, who is incompetent? Taichett. Goodbye. Our research team reported they have trouble grasping the principles of increased muzzle velocity. The Heinkel company has developed an improved model of the fighter Heinkel 123D. Okay, so the new version has a much higher range. And that's about it. Same max speed, cruise speed. Yeah, but the range is significantly higher, so that's actually pretty good. Okay, so can I? Yeah, I can request another one. Naval patrol aircraft range. So if I went with bomb load and range, let's see what they would give me. Okay, so the second one is now done, and that means wow, but I don't really think we have what it takes to rebuild you now, because yeah, it's gonna be very costly. But you know, we'll finish a lot of those destroyers soon. So replace machinery, oil, 28, upgrade guns, and the rest was wait, improved there. Oh yeah, you have that. Okay, and by the way, thank you to whoever mentioned that we have the topside load capacity here, because I completely missed that, which is almost embarrassing, but it is what it is. So I think you had like 10 and 10, or 10 and 20, something like that, right? Yep. And it's 3,501. I feel like I'm missing something. 8 medium, 22 wide. Torpedo tube, guns upgrades. No, really not. It's just that these ones are the... Well, they're not the newest one. They're the oldest ones. They should be... but if we replace the machinery... What? 28. Come on. Don't toy with me. Upgrade the guns. So if I went with 26 and 20... Nope. 26 and 14? Nope. 12. That's still too much. Okay. I could go with 14 and 22. And you are not dual purpose for some reason. That's kind of interesting, but could I add more of you? I could, just for fun. Increase the elevation, improve director. So yeah, that's 12 months at 3,500. But this ship is gonna be top of the line again. And that's all that we want, right? Look at that. It's just crazy. But I guess that's... So let's save and finish it. And yes, I'm going to start rebuilding you. So that immediately throws us into a huge deficit, but there really isn't much that I can do. And the deficit is 2,500, which we will clear within 2 months, so we are fine. We are fine. So, November. 5 destroyers are commissioned into the Navy. USA is seeking improved relations with us due to tensions with Japan. Yes, we should improve cooperation with United States. Japanese fighter Kaiserliche Senden. Firepower 2, top speed 120. Command radius 77. So our fighter is better. Oh snap, they're gonna go to war. Research breakthrough, armor develop, integral armor. 2% weight saving on armor. Okay. So yeah, the relations are very bad. So you guys, the ones that we have just finished, that are working up, can go to reserve fleet. And yeah, we're pretty much cool. We're gonna build 2 more. Yep. And that means we'll be able to look into building that second seapoint in there. So that, generally speaking, is a pretty good idea. So let's hear it for December. 2 destroyers. Again, USA is seeking improved relations. Yes, let's improve cooperation with them. Hydrodynamic hull form. The Fiesler company has developed a fighter as a private venture. They want to know if we are interested in buying it. So our current aircraft is faster, has a better cruise speed, better range, better firepower, a little bit worse maneuverability, but better toughness, and it can carry bombs. So no. Russia is about to go to war with us. Really? Really, Russia? I dare you to do that. I dare you to do that. That would be kind of fun. I'm really looking forward to you going up on your promise. So let's build Magdeburg, a second one. Strasbourg. I'm gonna go with Würzburg. It can be the second seapoint tender in our fleet. So we're in a small deficit yet again, rebuilding Berlin and Friedrich Wilhelm II. We're building 2 seapoint tenders, and we're building a new battlecruiser Brunhilde. That actually makes me happy. And we have a little bit of a deficit, but I think I'm still going to go and start construction of 2 submarines to replace the one that we have over there. Which ones were they? Reliability U-24. Yes, U-205. So this will be U-224 and U-225. So build submarine, medium, U-224, and the medium range submarine U-225. And what I'm gonna do off camera between now and the next episode is I'm gonna move my ships around a bit in divisions and everything, add them, and prepare for a potential conflict, because they got some ships here, but we have a ton of extra ships over here, so moving them all to the Baltic, that's gonna be a massacre there. So let's hear it for January. US ship battleship Illinois undergoing construction. 10 14-inch guns. Nearly 30,000 tons. Belt deck turrets. Fire control, center firing. Really? Temporary setback in figuring out the concept of 3 and 4-inch twin dual-purpose mounting. Okay. And intelligence from Great Britain, reduced naval spending, Fleet Admiral Langfeld has retired. Okay. Okay. So, another year is behind us, and we are very close to potential war with Russia, and USA is very close to potential war with Japan. So that's kind of fun. When it comes to the ships in service, we haven't built any, I think. No, we have a higher tonnage now, 540,000. What did we finish? Oh, I'm dumb. We finished all of the destroyers. God damn it. Think. But yeah, the anti-submarine warfare, the mines, that's gonna be really good for us. You go to reserve as well. The battlecruisers, I'm pretty happy, I mean, the battlecruisers are extremely expensive and so are the cruisers, but we need Berwyn and one more battlecruiser, and then we are pretty much done with battlecruisers for now, and we can focus on the light cruisers and building more heavy cruisers, which is what you guys keep talking about. Now, I know that the Libeks are actually very old, but they can be very easily rebuilt. Hold on, wait, didn't do that? Yes, replace machinery. If we give you oil, I think you can go on to 28, 26. Okay, but that's still really decent. 26 knots, upgrade their guns. And look at that, how much weight remains. That's just absolutely crazy. Improve director, improve elevation director. We can give you 60 mines. No depth charge throwers. But you still have 700 weight remaining. What the hell am I gonna do with that? So wait, if we try to design and complete a new light ship, what would the game suggest? 8,000 ton light ship, 32 knots, belt, deck. Yes, 6-inch guns. Okay, that's worse than the ones that we have on there, so I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade that. And that immediately tells me it has to be a heavy cruiser. Okay, well, so 6-inch it is. Secondaries, anti-air. Wow, look at how many swivel mounts. Yeah, it might just be, better to retire Libeks and replace them with an entirely new class. Because it's going to be a little bit more costly, but we would have so much extra weight on it which we cannot use, that getting something like this, though I'm really not happy with the armor. Could we get 3 inches, or is that director secondary? Ship is considerably overweight. Less than, okay. So you need to be lighter than that. Deck, conning tower. I would really like it if you could get... Can you get all or nothing? Yes. Because I'm thinking... What if I wanted, like... Jesus Christ, that's such a huge difference. Range medium. 32 engine power rate in normal. But coverage normal. Because I'm thinking, where could we get these? I guess we couldn't, so I could go like this. Give you more anti-air. Could we increase guns? Yes, we couldn't. That was a weird sentence, I realized that, but... So if I went with 4 inches... Oh, okay. So we could put 4 inches... Deck to 1.5, and that's already too much. Okay, so 1 turret top, no secondaries. magazine box, unit machinery, and anything else? Cross-deck fire, improved director. Can put another one. Okay. Oh, you would have already way too many things, wouldn't you? Equipment exceeded, yeah. Okay, 2 more. 1 less. Nope. It has to be like this. Okay then. Tertiary guns, dual purpose. If I lower this, oh, it's still way too heavy. Okay, but I could do it like so, and that's 117. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Damn, I really like this one. I really like this one. So, okay, I'm not going to save it because we're not in the position where we can build these. But considering we have only 3 Wilbex, we can replace them with 4 of these ships. And then we can replace the... the Hansas with another one. 4 7-inch guns. Yeah, the Wilbex are way too old, so we're gonna have to replace them. If we don't want to refit them, and I've been putting it off for so long that there's no point now, so we can replace them with a new modern light cruiser. Let's retire 3 of them, and let's build 5 of them. And we're gonna retire the Hansas then, and replace them with 4 more. So, okay, let's say we replace the 5 ships with 8 light cruisers. That would make sense. Cool. Okay, well, that settles it. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode, where we are going to most likely enter a war with Russia. So I'm going to prepare my divisions and everything for it. So till then, you guys, take care.